Like what does that mean in the first place?
Well, Hyena Silver is our movie studio, and it's hyena like the animal, and then silver
Like the color.
like the thing you wear on your neck, and like the color. And I came up with it when I was a kid. I really liked hyena people, and I did this comic book called Hyena Silver, and it was about this hyena man who lived on this planet where there was this magical silver at the planet's core, and he was able to manifest it into whatever he wanted. And in that same breath, on each of our movies is tagged Hyena Silver, and underneath that, it can be anything, which is really, it's your imagination can be anything. And I want people to watch my films and think that, I don't make just horror films or dramas or comedies. I make everything. I make anything.
Well, when you opened up with, I was really into hyena people, I think that imagination is assumed.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's probably like a mix of like Lion King and like Island of Dr. Moreau.
So when did you start making movies? When did you realize that was something that you wanted to do?
I realized really early on that that's what I wanted to do. My uncle made movies in New York. He made a mockumentary called Dade Town that played at like Cannes Film Festival.
That's rad.
And ever since then, I've really enjoyed telling stories, drawing comic books, making films. I didn't make my first film until 2011. We made The Townie. It was Jacob Goldberg and myself, Goldie, as everyone knows. We wrote and directed that, and we met most everyone here at WRFL, because back then I was a DJ, and that's the first film we made.
And that one took a little bit to get done, right?
Yeah, it took 2 years to make. We didn't know what we were doing. We just knew that we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And so we did.
And then what you had STZ, was that the next one?
Yeah, so the next one was STZ, which stands for Sexually Transmitted Zombie, and that was
so good. It's so good too.
That was a horror comedy, and after we made The Townie, which was a feature, I decided, that I wanted to make something shorter, so that's why I made STZ.
So let's get up to speed now, I guess, on the last couple projects that you've been working on.
Okay, so recently we released Tyrannosaurus Kincaid on YouTube and Amazon Prime. It is episode 1 of a potential series that we will be filming next year. We're still working on the pre-production for that, and I've been talking to people in Louisville about, or filmmakers in Louisville about really bringing it to its full potential.
So, people that may not know about TK, what's the story?
So Tyrannosaurus Kincaid, played by the very talented Pierce Birdsong, is a Ronin who is mourning the death of his wife in Kentucky. And he just so happens to hear these ruffians, the Hunky Dories, a moped gang, beating up on a hiker. So he decides to go down and take care of business.
And so there's the two. So Tyrannosaurus Kincaid himself is he's the man, I guess, like out there whipping butt on these hikers. And there's somebody that may actually be a part of that we both may know.
Oh, you mean Daryl?
Daryl and
Oh yeah, right, yeah. So on the opposite side of Tyrannosaurus Kincaid is Biggs Peabody, who is like the man. And in the opening scene, you get to meet the man's, we'll call him his surrogate son, played by a very talented young man who I met. I can't actually remember how I met this man, but his name's Zach Monk. You might know him.
Oh,
He's
wow.
really good.
Oh, man.
He's
yeah.
real talented.
Oh, shucks.
He plays Diego, and
I play a 15-year-old boy.
You play a 15-year-old boy.
Which I do well. I mean, I look like a 15-year-old boy.
Reading the Communist Manifesto in a little bamboo forest, and you emerge, and your mother is sewing up a shirt, and Biggs Peabody comes to, knocking at your door. It's basically the Three Little Pigs scenario. Big Bad Wolf comes to your door. Do you open the door? Do you let him in, or do you have a choice? I think it it reflects what's happening right now in our country. People come to the door and taking people,
more or less.
more or less. Yeah.
And so that ensues, and well, it's about runtime's about 20, 30 minutes. You said it's like episodic is what you're trying to.
Yeah. So Tyrannosaurus Kincaid on YouTube and Amazon is 25 minutes. It's the pilot. I've been shopping around to producers trying to find funding for it. We want to make it into a series, and right now I've written about 12 episodes.
Some of the shooting locales you had for TK were wild.
Oh yeah. We shot in Lexington. The trailer scene's in Lexington, the little bamboo forest. Lori Houlihan, who's actually I think at Burning Man right now, so she actually probably won't be hearing this. We shot in her backyard, and she's a very great woman, and she supports the arts. So when we told her we wanted to make a film, she was very supportive, and she was like, yeah, you can shoot in my trailer. And, we went into the trailer, and most productions, they'll go in and they'll change everything. They'll mix it up. But we went in there, and we were like, this looks great.
It was crazy looking in there. Like you said, she's at Burning Was a member of the March Madness marching band?
Yeah, she's a member of the March Madness marching band.
Which, if you've ever seen the March Madness marching band, which you would remember,
you would know.
You would know it. You wouldn't miss them.
They're at most events. They're very colorful. They're very loud. I mean, they're a band. They're supposed to be loud.
But I mean, like her backyard, like that trailer was so cool set up in there. She had a whole giant blue like city bus in her backyard.
Yeah, and then in the bamboo forest, remember the mattress?
Oh yeah.
And we were all like, "Oh, it's fine. We're not gonna get ticks."
No, we got destroyed by chiggers while we were out there.
Oh, chiggers. That's right.
Yeah, I was wearing wool pants, and just got destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we were all just torn up. And then, that I guess my side of it was here in Lexington, but y'all did a lot out in the gorge too.
Yeah. So when we shot, there's two separate sections of the film. You follow Biggs Peabody and Diego, and then you follow Tyrannosaurus Kincaid. When we followed Tyrannosaurus Kincaid, we shot at the Red River Gorge, and we also shot in Wilmore, Kentucky, near High Bridge. And I think we shot down at the Cumberland Falls for the opening scene with Biggs.
Because y'all got some really cool drone shots too.
Yeah, and that is thanks to Ryan Pruitt and Jess Estridge. They are drone photographers, and they got some amazing stuff. We actually got a extra shot, which wasn't intended. Jess got it, and he was like, "Yeah, you probably can't use this because it's too blown out. It's too white." And I remember watching it, and it's just Tyrannosaurus, Pierce Birdsong riding through the white. And it reminded me of my favorite scene in the anime Akira, where it's like a flashback of the two young boys.
Which, if you haven't seen Akira, do yourself a favor and go find Akira.
That's a great film. I'm probably saying it wrong. I think they actually pronounce it Akia in the movie, but Americans,
You know how we do it. But no, that's actually one of the coolest shots too. Like in the whole thing. The shots out there in the gorge were so well done. The chase scenes too.
Oh yeah,
with that
thanks,
drone.
Man.
The
drone stuff, the drone chasing stuff, that's Jess Estridge. He's very talented. He's very humble, and we were very lucky to have him.
I mean, I was like I didn't know what he was pulling. Like the thing was huge. Like he did not play around. Like that was a drone.
Oh yeah, that was a drone. Yeah, it was like a DJI some number. It was very. And you're very lucky to have that.
And you were saying you can find TK on YouTube and Amazon.
Yeah, you can.
So the next project that you were working on, or I guess currently working on, is The Occasion.
Yeah. So even though Tyrannosaurus Kincaid just came out, we actually shot it 2 years ago. It just took a minute to make it. But right now we're working on The Occasion, and it's going to be a feature film that we're shooting this winter, but at the showings we're going to have The Occasional Dream, which is it's a short film, but it's actually a 6-minute preview to the film we'll be making this winter.
So what's kind of like the I don't know, like general I don't know, like a way to an overview or a synopsis of the occasion.
Oh, copy. Well, the occasion follows 5 introverts who are trapped inside of an apartment. They refuse to leave because of the freezing cold temperatures outside. So they're forced to kind of get along with each other during this very awkward dinner party. But throughout the night, they explode into each other with their not-so-private meltdowns, whilst uncovering the secrets of the Omniverse via peanuts, blue Melba toast, and a mysterious non-human living in the walls of the apartment. Kind of like a gatekeeper to another world. He decides to communicate with one of the guests at the dinner party.
And so another really talented group of people you got working on this one as well. The set designers.
Oh, yeah. So Paisley Rose and Del Marlene, who make up Ghost Tier Studios, who you can see at I think they often have a booth at the night market. And they'll actually be at the screenings, too. They're from Knoxville, Tennessee, and they're cousins of my wife. And
my wife.
And
I can't help myself.
That's good. They're very talented, and Paisley's the production designer, and Del Marlene is she's like the art assistant, prop master, and they make things by hand. And anything I come up with, I ask them if they can come up with something, and they always impress me with something even cooler. For example, I told them in Boots' room that I wanted some kind of ocean pattern on the wall. Not even a day later, Paisley comes over and brings over this giant tidal wave that she crafted out of cardboard and painted it with
which looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. If you look for Hyena_Silver on Instagram or Hyena Silver anywhere, you'll find pictures of the occasional dream, which I think Zach Monk's in that one too.
Oh, I think he is. Oh, shucks. Yeah, Peter Runcible.
Peter Alfred Runcible.
He's a total creep.
He's not a creep. He's a little bit obsessive. He recently broke up with his girlfriend of 7 years. They were living together.
He broke up with her.
Yeah, sure. Well, she broke up with him. I think he cheated on her. Anyway, the thing is, if you've ever been in a breakup and if you've ever been in a relationship for a long time, a lot of your stuff is at your significant other's house, or you were living together and all your stuff's still there. You got to go collect it. And that is basically Peter's goal, is to collect all of his things
as slowly as possible, and sometimes through the window.
The problem is that most everything there is yours. So you're having the problem, or Peter's having the problem of letting go of his things.
And seeing her in the arms of another woman in this case.
Right. We have other great talented crew on this one, and the cast is Steve Gwynn plays Jack Jarlsberg,
which he is so great.
He's great. Actually, out of all the actors, usually we like to cast people that are just naturals. You know, we just find people that we just know will do a great job. I met Steve on a short film we made after STZ called Papa No Goody's House of Love. A good friend of mine and a former production designer, Mason Roberts, introduced us, and he's like, "This guy's the guy." And I was not convinced. I was like, "This guy's too rigid, too stiff." But sure enough, we rehearsed, and every now and then I would see something come out of Steve, and I was like, "He is the one. He's the guy." So since Papa No Goody's House of Love, Steve and I have worked on Hermes and now The Occasional Dream, and I trust him. He's my Rugger Hauer if I could have one.
So Steve, music by Jamie.
Oh, right. So Jamie Atkins, Case Mahan, and James Friley make up Idiot Glee. Popular band around town. Very talented. Their music is in The Occasional Dream, and I think it's in some of our other movies too. Pardon me, I can't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, he did sound in TK. I remember that, working in that small little trailer with us.
Yeah. So James Friley is he's a professional sound mixer as well as a musician, and he did the sound mixing for Tyrannosaurus Kincaid. But other than James, we have Hannah Mayfield plays Shelby Dennehy. Drew Shackelford plays Bonnie Watt, and Jamie Atkins of Idiot Glee plays Boots, who is a mute. And then we still have more cast members to fill out. I think we have 5 more people to find. But
So the actual set itself is pretty close to home, I guess you could say.
yeah, very close to home in Lexington, Kentucky.
So yeah, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
All right, so me and Goldie have been working on films for 8 years now, and the occasion has always been our favorite story. The thing is we never knew where we were going to shoot it. We were like, well, it takes place in an apartment. That should be easy. But when you're filming at other people's homes, that can become difficult because, you're dependent on them.
Whatever, yeah.
Roommates, you're dependent on them and time and things like that. Well, just recently, we were granted a space that's very close to home. You could say it's very close to my own home. But it is the size of an apartment, and we just cleared it out. We have a little bit of cleaning to do, and then we're going to recreate a mid-century home inside of this apartment, and we'll have free reign to film whenever we want. We don't have to depend on anyone other than ourselves.
Sounds like a nice individual that lets y'all do this.
Yeah, well, we can thank Kelly Coleman Blount, my wife, and her family, the Colemans, for letting us film in their apartment.
Which is, it's going to look great, too. With the set designers that we have, and just all the talent, that is, that you've assembled, it's going to be a really exciting project, I think, to work on.
Yeah, no, I'm really pumped. It's going to be one of the biggest projects. You said it yourself, Zach. We have a very talented crew and an amazing cast, and I'm very excited to work on it.
So now let's get to the meat of it. So how can people get their eyes on the trailer for this occasion and TK?
So August 30th, this Friday, we're having a showing at Best Friend Bar for Tyrannosaurus Kincaid and The Occasional Dream. We're having it at 9 o'clock, and then if you can't make it, we're having another one September 6th at the Broom Wagon. It'll be outside, depending on the weather.
For those of y'all that don't know, Broom Wagon's a little bike, coffee shop, bar. Really cool people over there. Over on Loudon, right?
Yeah. Down, it's on the corner of Loudon and Limestone. It's a very great place. And they have great food, and they have this really good peanut butter milkshake. Which is the reason it brought me there. I was there, and I was looking outside, and I was like, this would be a good place to have a showing. I went in there, and I asked the gentleman working, and they were very adamant. So September 6th, Broom Wagon will be showing The Occasional Dream with Tyrannosaurus Kincaid. And I just got word that, I don't know if you'll be in Louisville, but this Monday, coming up September 2nd, we'll be showing The Occasional Dream at Below the Line, which is a short film festival hosted at the Tim Faulkner Gallery by the illustrious Jeff Stortz. And if you're in the film industry, you know Jeff Stortz. He is an excellent, excellent first assistant cameraman.
So this film festival, how long has that been going on?
So Below the Line just started now. They've been getting together for the past 3 months. And if you're in the film industry, you know that the Kentucky Film Incentive has recently been frozen. So there aren't any new movies coming into town. The only thing happening right now are commercials and reality TV shows. I've been working in the film industry for almost 10 years, and that's where I get my bread and butter.
So this Friday at Best Friend Bar, so it's doors at 9. What time is it set to start?
Probably 10 o'clock.
Just whenever you say, play it.
Play it, yeah. As soon as enough people arrive, we'll play it. You know, I'm really looking forward to it.
It should be a good. I mean, it should be a really good time. And then what time at Broomwagon on the 6th?
Broomwagon's also at 9:00.
Also at 9.
And I think across the street at the Parachute Factory, Pierce Birdsong's art show's happening. So
Really?
you'll have like a double great time with Pierce. You get
No.
to see him in the film, and then you get to go across the street and check out his art.
Now he's such a multi-talented dude.
Yeah, no,
And the Parachute Factory is a really cool place too. Yeah, that's actually gonna be a really cool night of art and getting to see what Pierce is up to.
yeah, great films, great artists, you know, great everything.
Well, Dylan, thank you so much for coming out, man. Thank you for everything you do with the
yeah.
film and letting me, harass you on set. And
You don't harass me, Zach. If you weren't there, we'd all fall apart. You're our moral compass, Zach.
hardly.
No, it's true.
But no, Dylan Blount. So where can they find Hyena Silver?
Hyena Silver, go to YouTube, type in Hyena Silver. Go to Vimeo, type in Hyena Silver. Go to Facebook, type in Hyena Silver. Go to Instagram, type it in.
Heck, just type it into Google. Just check it all out at once.
Yeah, you could do that.
You can just do that.
You could do that. You can watch our films. You can watch all our previous films. They're all on YouTube.
Keep up to date with everything.
Oh, yeah. We'll be blowing it up on the internet.
So this Friday, though, at 9, should be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. I'm going to love it.
I mean, it's so good. Well, Dylan Blount, everybody, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us. We'll make sure to keep in the loop with you. And I'm going to get right back to the music, y'all. You are listening to 88.1 FM WRFL.
This portion of WRFL's programming is made possible in part by Broomwagon Coffee and Bikes. Broomwagon is a full-service bike shop, cafe, and beer garden open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays and 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekends. They offer locally sourced food specials as well as weekend brunch, smoothies, shakes, craft beer, live music, and team trivia. Broomwagon is located at 800 North Limestone. More information is available on Facebook or at broomwagonbikes.com. WRFL thanks Broomwagon for supporting college radio.
your feet and pretend to hit. If you walk with your feet